far as this conference is concerned, but they know each other pretty well. And Drury leads the overall series 57-44. This one about to get underway. Kelly Groom, Greg Harrison, and Todd Call are our officials. In the gray jerseys is Drury. They win the opening tip.
But as you can see, Charlie, they run a lot of ball screens, a lot of screens to get Hall open, and he drills it the first shot of the game.
When you say get him open, well, it didn't take long, did it? And it's 3-0 right off the bat as Alex Hall, who's averaged 25 points a game the last 3 times that these two teams have met.
Coming back on the other end, what Rockhurst runs is more of a continuity offense. It turns itself over and over again, trying to run the same set, trying to look for back screens and down screens to get somebody open.
12 seconds on the shot clock for Rockhurst. Their first offensive possession of the day. Nicholson with the ball in his hands. Drives past Hall, loses the ball. Here comes Brandon Lockhart. Lockhart puts it up, he's fouled, no basket.
And you really have to like the way the young man attacks the basket. Just went full speed, full tilt, and he knew he was going to go after that shot.
Lockhart, the sophomore from St. Louis, taking it up. And it was not on the shot. Muscling that one in was Chris Parks. He muscled that basket for 2. 5-0 our score. One of the things when you talk to Coach Hesser, he talks about how his team has improved over the last few weeks, although they haven't been doing badly all year long, as this foul is going to be whistled against Jawan Maxwell.
And that's one of the things they're going to have to be able to do during the course of the game is get them in foul trouble and then get to the free throw line.
One of the things that this Drury team has done is a good job of keeping people in games this year. They haven't fouled out a lot of people during the course of the season as Aaron Morrissey drills that one for Rockhurst.
Now, one thing about Morrissey, he's really turned it up, and a lot of teams now are zeroing in on him, so he's going to be a big factor for Rockhurst in this game.
Andrew Taylor, he's not going to do a lot of scoring, but he's going to make the team better overall. Lockhart with the ball down the lane, puts it off the glass for 2.
And that's the second time that he's been able to go ahead and duck his head and get to the basket. They're going to have to do a much better job of containing him and keeping him from the rim.
So he has 2 points. There's a 3 ball that doesn't fall for Morrissey that time. Here's Alex Hall into the front court. He'll pull up for the 3. Good.
You have to start guarding him on the other side of half court. He'll pull up from anywhere.
Alex Hall out of Springfield, Missouri. Local kid, went to Kickapoo High. He led the team in scoring a year ago with over 16 points a contest.
I really like the way Drury's come out trying to pressure the ball and playing passing lanes. They're really trying to stymie the motion offense of Rockhurst.
Gabe Jones shot the little baby hook, didn't fall for him. Here's Lockhart. Hall again. 3 for 3 from downtown.
Now the record three-pointer for him. He holds the school record or tie for 8 three-pointers in a game. He might be well on his way, Charlie.
Well, he's hit 3 straight so far, and it's an 8-0 run for Drury. The short jumper is short for Morrissey, but this one, the follow-up, is good by Blake Baird. Lockhart. There he goes again. Is he 4 for 4? This one is short. Lockhart baseline. Reverse layup by Jawan Maxwell. Jawan Maxwell with 2 more points.
And that was created by Lockhart's penetration again, of driving in and making everybody get to him and then dishing off to the big man.
Lockhart got his hands on there. Here's Alex Hall versus Indianapolis. 22, 26 points, 16 points in the first 6:43.
But at the pace he's going, he's well on his way of breaking that pace.
This three by McCann is short. Here's Hall. Taylor, he'll take a rare shot, but it's off. And the rebound pulled down by Jones. Nicholson, no good. And it goes off of the hands of Gabe Jones. Rockhurst started the season 0-3, then won 2 of their next 3 ball games. But then they lost 7 of the next 10. They lost 6 straight at one point in time by an average of 13 points and 16 rebounds.
But I tell you, one of the things they're going to have to continue to do is get after it today. They're going to have to score some points, Rockhurst, as they coming down the floor.
Inside shot for Jawan Maxwell doesn't fall. Here's Nicholson. Nicholson out of Duluth, Georgia. With the Northview High down there. Spin in the lane. The reverse back out. This one doesn't fall, and the rebound by Denon Mitchell, another streak shooter. They call him instant offense off the bench. Here's a nice feed. Teammates Jawan Maxwell feeding Chris Parks.
And that was an excellent cut to the basket by Parks. He shot down the lane when the ball went to the short corner and received the pass for a layup.
The deep three. This one falls for Aaron Marcy, who's shooting 32% from three-point range. So far, 1 for 4 from three-point range, and this time it's Maxwell with the basket. Juwan Maxwell, a young man who's in grad school, got his undergraduate degree at Southeast Missouri State. They changed coaches, and he decided to go to grad school here, and he still had some eligibility left. And he's got his degree in criminal justice, and he's working on a master's in communications.
Charlie, he said he wants your job when he gets done.
No problem. 13 minutes to go, first half. Maxwell back out the hall, wide open, in and out. From the other end, Marcy. His shot doesn't fall. The reverse layup, though, goes in for Brett Horning.
That was a great job, again, on the offensive rebound. But Rockhurst has been going back and forth between zone and man. They're going to have to establish a defense that's going to get them some consistent stops.
I think his game, as far as the tournament next week, where they would be seated between Northern Kentucky, Drury, and Indianapolis. Those 3 teams all vying for that number 3, 4, or 5 spot. And a foul is going to be whistled. East Coast Conference. Jermaine Washington leads Bridgeport in scoring. Parks shooting at the free throw line. Chris Parks, he's a young man who's a transfer student from Logan Community College, criminal justice major. Talked to him yesterday, and they asked him about, and the realistic part about most kids coming out of high school, they think they're going to be all recruited by the big number ones. And he said, you know, that's why he went to a junior college. He said he didn't get the offers he thought he was going to get, and he wound up here at Drury and doing a good job.
Doing a great job. And Charlie, he's one of 20 siblings, and he'll be the first one to graduate out of his family.
And he will graduate on time in May. 11-point ball game. Nice shot along the baseline for Gabe Jones. We'll make that. Was that Marcy?
That was Marcy.
That's his 9th point.
And at least Marcy, the ride didn't affect him too much. He's the only one scoring.
No, he's doing okay. Came in averaging 12 points per contest. Lockhart. Hall, who was 3 for 3 to start the game from three-point range and has struggled the last couple times he's come down the floor. Even missed an open little layup there earlier.
You know, they work really hard in getting him open, setting baseline screens or down screens for him to try to get him. You think that if there's one play or two plays I could have done a little bit better, we could have won all of them. So that's really weighs heavy on you when you lose close games as a coach.
One of the things that's helped Drury in this game is they protected the ball pretty good. Only one turnover for them. Hall looks inside. We're done. Hands it off to Parks. Parks battles again, gets it.
Oh, you have to like the energy of the young man. He comes in the game, he ends up attacking the basket, getting the offensive rebound, and then going back and getting the pass from his teammate to score.
Baird, too hard. Maxwell with the rebound.
And right now, you just see that Rockhurst is not playing with the energy that they need in order for them to win this basketball game.
And there's Maxwell, who stretches the lead on a 10-2 run. And it's a 17-point advantage for the home team. You know, when you talk to Coach Bill O'Connor over at Rockhurst and ask him where he thought this team realistically would be at this.
Now, I like this offensive set right here because they're starting to stretch the defense and not keep it so congested and the movement that they were utilizing early on.
Marcy cut off, and there's a turnover. Here's Mitchell off to Hall for two.
A little Pistol Pete there behind the back pass.
Hall with his 11th point of the game. He hit 3 threes to start it off. And had gone cold for a while there to let layup. Baird to Marcy. Marcy pulls up. No good. And an alternating possession arrow will favor.
Good job of moving the ball. They had 5 guys score, and they're going and they're staying with their keys.
Well, that's an air ball as Hall starts the second half, and Drury got the ball, a 12-point ball game. The biggest lead was 17 in the first half by the home team. This is Nicholson, who has yet to put any points on the board. Neither has McCann, both of them averaging in double figures coming into the game.
And as you heard Coach at halftime, he thinks those two young men would do a better job. But on the other end, they're, like he said, they're going to have to get physical and get over those screens and be able to defend a little bit better than they did the first half.
That shot doesn't fall. And we're going to get a foul, which is going to go against Rockhurst. And that's Gabe Jones picking up the foul, his first foul. We're just getting underway here in the second half. Both teams came into today's game with 3-game winning streaks. Drury had beaten Missouri St. Louis, Maryville, and Missouri Science and Technology coming in, while Rockhurst came in after wins over Missouri St. Louis, Maryville, and Missouri Science and Technology. So they all basically played the same teams over that 3-game winning streak. And here's a Parks with 2 more of his points in the contest, and he has 10. So he's in double-digit scoring today.
And Parks has scored very well the last 3 games. He's averaged about 17 points in the last 3 games. You know, Charlie, he said he's on national TV. He's going to go ahead and show people he can score.
He has a couple of double-doubles this year. Last 3 games, 52 points and 20 rebounds for Mr. Parks coming into today's contest. So he's been getting it done, doing a very good job out of Jonesboro, Arkansas. Went to Logan Community College after doing his high school work at Jonesboro High. And you asked Coach Hesser going into the locker room about that motion offense. He said he's going to keep it going in the second half. It created problems as Alex Hall gets that basket.
I tell you, and they're running it to perfection. They're setting great screens. Everybody's cutting hard to the ball, but they're also making hard back cuts, which creates a lot of problems for defense when you're trying to guard.
Alex Hall with 13 points. So 3 players in double figures for Drury as Morrissey tries the 3 and it doesn't fall. 3 players in double figures for Drury right now. Parks inside, too hard. Gets the offensive board, but takes it away. And here's Maxwell along the baseline, and here's again down the lane. Parks couldn't finish.
And that was a sweet pass by Lockhart, a little dish off the hip. Nice bounce pass to the interior, but almost an assist.
Well, you call it a dish off the hip, huh?
A dish off the hip.
Baird out high. This is McCann, who's averaging 11.2 points per game. Again, he hasn't scored in this contest.
Well, you know, one of the things that will help them if they get a little bit more aggressive on the defensive end. You know, usually people try to have their offense to the corner wide open.
Marcus Campbell back in the lineup for Bill O'Connor. And the Hawks. Shot clock at 2 seconds. Forced jumper. Is in time, and there's a foul with 19. As you look at the field goal percentage and the 3-point percentage, Drury 7 of 18 in second half rebounding. Drury has won that one by 9, 16-7. Wide open, Parks, and one. The referee almost called a foul there, and he swallowed his whistle at the last minute. He was getting ready to blow it.
Well, I tell you, here again, Drury running this motion offense and making the extra pass, and Hall hitting them wide open going to the basket.
Parks with 14 points in the game and another rebound, that time for Maxwell, number 13 for him. We're in Springfield, Massachusetts at O'Reilly Family Event Center for this Division II game of the week, along with Dwight Freeman, Charlie Neal here courtside. Glad you can join us and enjoy this one. Baird inside for the layup for 2, and a timeout called by Bill O'Connor. Conference, Great Lakes Valley went to the NCAA Regionals. Kentucky Wesleyan was the #1 seed as Maxwell picks up 2 more points. He has 18 points, 13 rebounds. Those 13 rebounds is a season high for him. He has his 4th double-double of the season as Baird comes out with the offensive rebound. Here's a takeaway by Parks. Bounce pass over to Hall. He'll reverse it.
Now, one thing about this motion offense, it wastes times. You utilize the clock and you're up, and you can see that Hall passed up that shot. He normally would shoot that, but they're working the clock right now.
Block from behind, and it'll stay on Drury's end.
And you can see as we come in over here, he's looking in there trying to get that. Nicholson's getting in.
And a hold foul is going to be whistled. That's the 7th team foul against Rockhurst. So we'll be shooting 1 and 1.
He got them red socks. He wearing them.
Old man socks. So give him 20 points to go with his 13 rebounds. Meanwhile, inside was Martin Roper, the junior out of Rampre, Missouri, Peculiar High, another junior college transfer.
The thing you got to like about Maxwell is that he's injured his knee about 4 times already and had a couple surgeries on that right knee. And he just says he goes out and play and don't think about it.
Doesn't think about it.
And that's his counterpart, his road dog right there.
Yeah. Chris Parks is senior. One of the 3 seniors on this team. You got Taylor, you have Parks, and of course you have Mr. Maxwell as Baird got the basket. He's one of the seniors for this Rockhurst team, one of 3 on that squad with Roper and Marcy. But inside, here's Chris Parks, Alex Hall rather.
Now, Charlie, this is a very unselfish
Was that
team.
Park? Yeah, Park with his 18th point.
And that was a great pass, a dish off by Alex Hall. Alex Hall could have shot a layup, but he dished it off and gave the big guys who normally don't get a chance to shoot an opportunity to score.
So you have 2 players on the Drury team with 20 or more points. And here's Alex Hall now